Okay, it's the 28th of November, and sorry, dare I say, the last trading day of November. And the next time we get on our computer or the market opens, it's gonna be the it's gonna be a new trading day. Sorry, it's gonna be a new month as well. So happy end of the month, if that's the thing. And of course, let's look at the actions that happened today. So it's quite interesting, actually. I think the first thing that happened today was the markets. The CMEs struggled or suffered an outage, and I think it was hit by chiller plants failure at the Cyrus 1 CH CHI1 data center faculty. It's just basically it's a data center in Chicago. Fortunately for US investors, nobody was really planning to do much today, trading today anyway. Why? It's more like a half day. I think the market's closed a few minutes ago, and but it could have been worse. Okay, it could have been worse. But let's share the screen and let's see what happened with the market today. I think we could say, as I've been saying the past few days, the market has recovered nicely. There was a bank holiday, sorry, it's a bank holiday, Black Friday, yesterday, probably today as well, this Cyber Monday. So I don't even know what's everyone getting. I mean, I don't buy anything. People say Black Friday is not really as black anymore. But anyway, so the queues is back on, and I think kind of this is like the worst November in quite a while. So we're back onto the trade, well, to the extended line, and the queues are back on. Sorry, also the Nasdaq is pacing to close the shorting session today. But anyway, the Qs closed higher. The Nasdaq closed higher as well. Dow Jones, they all closed higher today. And of course, the VIX came down today. I think it was about 2% down. So lowest daily close since October. I think I mentioned this in the group that, it's when it was at 22 or something that we should short the VIX. And when it was at 30, I said, look, once you get to 30, you can sleep very well. So that's that. We woke up with some news from the president, and what did it say? This is a very funny a tweet from the president, actually, not on news. It was a tweet, or should I say, from the Truth Social, talking about how he wants to pause all migrants to migrants to America, from third world countries, if I can say. And how do you define third world countries? I think we all know how to do it. It's a challenge. Someone like myself from a supposed third world country, I think it's a challenge for us. We need to build, where we come from as well, while we contribute to this first world country. So yeah, I mean, he talked about reverse migration, and talked about the only cure. So is to just pause. I don't know if it's temporarily, but anyway, just to pause right now and put a freeze on it while things just breathe, if that makes sense. But anyway, that's that one. When I get news like this, I, of course, make me think, and we're all humans. But anyway, more than that, there's always a play, and one of the plays here is Geo. This is a private prison. I think it's real estate, but anyway, it's in the private prison sector. It didn't actually do much bouncing today. So, does that mean I don't take the president serious? Of course I do. I'm just saying this hasn't really moved much since the news, or in fact, I think it's been collapsing for a while now. That's what I would say. So there's not a lot of movements right here, and like I said again, it didn't react very much to the news. So anyway, that's that one. But apart from that, the markets generally had a huge breather. Um, and let's see what else. I think there was another one today, which I did not play, but this just woke me up with a huge breakout. I think it was just a short, really short. It kind of feels like there's nothing there, but it's a short squeeze. Oh my goodness, look at that. That's a 300 or 300% move in one day. So, again, like I always say, you need to know when to get out. Don't be told when to get out. Okay, so that's that one there. But of course, I've got to say the CM is back up. I think because everything got halted, just to be careful. But again, I believe it's going to be a low volume day today. Also, what else do we have? I think we also had TMC. TMC also gave a good pumping um, as well. And let's see, it just feels like so we just talked about SMX, then TMC. It was at 15% last time I checked. And yet, there you go, close at 20%. That's another one right there. Also, there's quite a few things to talk about. I think it's just looking at generally. I think next week we do have a few prints next week. We also have a few earnings reports. Because if you remember, yesterday was Thanksgiving. Hope everyone had a good Thanksgiving. And today is like a half day, this is regular or normal. But next week we gonna have, which is December. Yeah, next week, December. Let's just have a look again. Sorry, just quickly having a monthly view. On Yeah, let me just post the snip here so you can see what I'm looking at. For next week, so this is for December. There you go. Sorry about the background. Yeah, so this for December, we're gonna have a fairly busy time there. Wow, look at that. The 4th of December, we have, is the date correct? Oh, this is November still. Weekly view, monthly view. Okay, I'm trying to look at, there you go, monthly view. Apologize, sorry, yeah, because I know we've got CrowdStrike next week, so let's snip it all over again. And there you go. Okay, right. Finally got it in the end. Yeah, so next week we do have still quite busy. On Tuesday, we have a 16 companies. Monday, we have Credo. Wow. Yeah, MongoDB. I think we have Monday.com as well on one of the days. CrowdStrike, CRM, Snow. You can see the correlation, even Adobe as well. So we're probably going to get a run up in Adobe, with Chewy. But anyway, looking at next week, it kind of heats up a little bit again, leading on to Christmas. So yeah, but next 3 weeks, the market's going to be a little bit busy all over again. Okay, so yeah, that's that one I'm looking at, and of course, unass unassumingly, what happened? Adobe picked up today. It's been failing the bounces, but look at that. He had a 3 point move up, well, almost really, because I think we looked at Adobe and we think, the AI is really been eating into it, into the trade. But, also Alibaba today, I think Baba's had a really great run. So a pullback is actually a right or a good thing today. I mean, it took it very well, so not bad at all. The other thing I looked at today was what's it called? The crypto play. And I've been looking at Ethereum and I said it's time for Ethereum as well. I think since it made the 3K bounce, I believe it's time for Ethereum to pull right back. So, and we do have some crypto that trade, or some stocks that trade in line with these things. I think one of them is BTDR, BMNR. I think BMNR is actually the main one, the Tom Lee stock. So you can see BMNR right there. After he had a huge sell-off from 50, it's just time to pick back up again. So, it's been doing back-to-back recovery, and we can see it right there. So another way I played this one was bullish, which I'm still in as well. Bullish has actually it's been good from, I think, from about 30, from the low 30s. It's been good. Core we've somehow gradually making a slow and steady recovery. So CoreWeave is another one. I don't know if you had a green day today. Yeah, you had a red day today. But yeah, I think a bit of consolidation action there before things eventually surge. But one good surprise I had today was cocoa. And what we thought was that, I mean, we call it energy drink, that I think I posted a meme of some guy who was caught, arrested for, of course, for stealing, he was beaten, and then given some energy drink to regain some, bit of consciousness, and then beaten back again. So CoreWeave so Coco had a huge resurgence today, actually, and that actually is a really great play today, right there, Coco. So I thought that was an amazing one there today, Coco. And so yeah, generally, even though it's a half day today. We do have some stocks which looks like they're recovering. So now I said everyone's been looking at AI. Everyone's been staring at AI. But I think there's another way to look at these things. So apart from AI, what else could you have looked at? Um, what else could you have looked at? And I thought, the alternative market is telling us something. What are they? Number one, we could see, we could look at Target. I'm talking about the retail. The retail's actually been peaking again. You could see Target here, and Target. What did Target do? It's made a climb back to 90. Also, deck as well. If you say as well. There's something I wanted to talk about earlier, well, today as well. And this is again, so you can see deck. So everything is just curling and picking back up again. But particularly Walmart. This I'm looking at Walmart here and I'm saying, do you think this is actually fully valid right now? I mean, Walmart is back to an all-time high. They've probably got to be doing something special. Um, is this a double top that we're going to see? I don't know, but this is something I'm paying attention to. Um, perhaps for a little shot to the downside for something. But if I see some weakness, then of course. So Walmart is something I'm looking at right here. And I think I made another comparison apart from Walmart. I was looking at Walmart against something else. I can't exactly remember what it was, but I think finally the other one I wanted to look at is Oracle. I think Oracle also have the earnings next week, and Oracle has been extensively beaten. So since Oracle's been beaten extensively, what does that mean? Do I think it's time now? Personally, I think so. I mean, I think the 200 range is actually a gift right now, and this is the point where, again, not financial advice. I think, as an investor, something I probably will buy and start adding on to it gradually, DCA. But yeah, so that's all I'm looking at today, or that's all I think really happened today. I mean, there's quite a few other things apart from the minor disruption we have today. The market was still a bit busy. I think it's quite a bit of a low volume day. But there was the data I saw, which I think is the worst November for quite a while. But generally, I hope everyone had a great day. We will pick it up back again next week. We're back to full week. And once we're back in next week, it's December. This seasonality, there's quite a few how do I say? I'd probably call it I'm not going to call it a fable, but there's quite a few sayings out there that people tend to misconstrue. But I think we hopefully going to have a great December. But let's just keep our hands rolled, get ready, get this weekend to get some rest, and then we'll take it from there. On that note, guys, have a wonderful evening and take care, everyone. Bye bye.